Hi, I'm Lizzie Acker. I'm a reporter with the Oregonian, Oregon Live, and I'm here with Colby Neuman, a meteorologist for the right? You're a meteorologist.
Yes. Yeah.
Like occasionally there's a hydrologist. There's like one
Yep.
hydrologist. So I'm like,
We do.
am I talking to the meteorologist? Okay.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. Colby Neuman, meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Portland. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Are you at home as well because of the snow, or are you in an
I'm
actual office?
I am in the office. So I took the max and walked into work and yeah,
Nice.
here I am.
Yeah, I took my child on a sled to the bus today so we could get to my parents' house, and that's where we are right now. But it's a little bit dicey out there for commuting.
It is.
I guess the first thing I'm going to ask you, let's talk about today first. Is it going to
Yeah.
melt? Anything?
Yeah, we are going to see a little bit of melting, but that's really only where we're seeing the direct sunlight hit the ground. It's still not going to be very warm today. We're probably only going to get up into the mid 30s. And so anywhere that's shaded, that's just not going to be warm enough to melt anything. And even where there's direct sun, it's going to be very limited. And we're going to drop back below freezing tonight. So we're going to have a lot more ice once again tomorrow morning when we wake up, and really even in this evening. So yeah.
Okay. Into the evening tomorrow? Okay, so then tomorrow's my other question, because I've been seeing and hearing that there's a possibility of snow again tomorrow.
Well, so tomorrow is going to be dry during the day. So we should actually be relatively sunny tomorrow. We should see temperatures probably get a little bit warmer than what we see today. We will hopefully get into at least the upper 30s, so we'll get a little bit more melting.
Okay.
But then tomorrow night, we're going to see the next sort of round of precipitation move into the area. It's looking like it's going to start off as snow, and then we should see it transition over actually to rain by Sunday morning. So, yeah.
But there could be snow flakes falling on Saturday night.
Saturday night. So it's looking like it'll probably get to the Portland Metro sometime late Saturday evening, so 9-10 p.m. or later.
Okay.
And then transition by the time you wake up in the morning, most likely to rain by that point. Certainly a rain snow mix. I think the lowest elevation should warm up above freezing and start to melt a little bit more than what we've seen to this point.
Okay, so that's Sunday morning.
That's Sunday morning. So yeah, through Saturday night, we're not going to get a lot of relief. I mean, we'll get a little bit today and tomorrow during the days, but not much.
Okay, well, it is beautiful out there, so there's that.
Yes.
So tomorrow, what are the highs looking like during the day?
Yeah, so upper 30s. If we're lucky, we could get 40, but it's probably going to, with all of our snow cover, that'll keep our high temperatures down a little bit. So probably upper 30s. So again, that's probably going to be most likely those temperatures getting well above freezing between probably about noon and 4 p.m. And then as soon as the sun starts to get low enough in the sky, we'll see temperatures dropping back down closer to freezing by 5-6 p.m.
Okay.
There on Saturday.
Okay. I'm just going to tell people again who we are. So if you're just joining us, I'm Lizzie Acker. I'm a reporter with the Oregonian, Oregon Live, and I'm talking to Colby Neuman, who is a meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Portland. And we are talking about the fact that there is still ice on the ground, and it, unfortunately, bad news, probably isn't going anywhere for a little bit.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, I guess the good news is there is like major roads do seem much better today than they were. Some of them have been cleared.
Yeah, I think what we'll see is as PBOT and ODOT continue to treat the roads and the sun helps to, melt surfaces, that we'll see the main thoroughfares improve here today and tomorrow. But then I think that the side streets that have had a lot of more just hard packed snow on them, those will get a little bit more melting and then turned more to just pure solid ice. So I think we're sort of already in that transition where I feel like the side streets are becoming a little more treacherous, whereas initially they were a little bit better than the main thoroughfares. So
yeah. On Wednesday, it seemed like it changed pretty quickly, where it was like I was trying to get home from somewhere and I got stuck on 33rd. I was like, oh, I guess my car's not going to go up this hill, so I will now turn. And luckily I made it home, but I was already, it was like 4 o'clock. I was seeing abandoned cars on Sandy Boulevard. So
Yeah, it happens very fast. So
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, cool. So then if you're just joining us also, we're talking about the weather today, which is not going to get too much warmer. I guess hopefully it'll get a little warmer than it is now. What's the temperature right now? Oh, it's about
Uh,
freezing right now.
yeah, it's right near freezing. So
Okay.
we should see it warm up another few degrees here over the next couple hours.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then it's going to drop again, drop way
Tonight.
down, right?
Yeah, and tonight actually will probably end up being colder than last night.
Mm,
The winds actually kept us a little more mild, so it feels
mm,
really cold, but the actual air temperature wasn't as cold.
mm.
With the winds dropping off tonight, we should see the temperatures fall more and we'll still stay clear. So yeah, tonight will actually probably be colder. It may not feel as cold, but it will end up colder than last night.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that maybe like 19 or lower.
Yeah. Yeah, we're looking at upper teens, low 20s for low temperatures. So
Okay, so stay inside if you can.
yeah.
Go to a shelter if you can't. And then again, we've already kind of gone over this, but we'll do it again for anyone who just joined us. But Saturday, similar to today, and then it's going to be sunny during the
Yeah,
day.
it should be sunny for the most part. We'll start to see high clouds come in across the area in the afternoon, so you'll probably see a little bit more of a milky sky cover, but it'll
Mhm,
probably still not thick enough for the sun will still be able to peek through the clouds.
mhm,
And then we'll see those clouds really thicken up Saturday evening, and by late in the evening, 9, 10, 11 p.m., we should see precipitation move into the area, and it looks like it'll be cold enough to start off as snow, and then we'll
mhm.
see temperatures probably moderate through the night, and eventually it should transition more to like a rain snow mix, or maybe even all rain on the valley floor by Sunday morning.
Okay. So if it is
Yeah.
snow overnight, how much snow are you thinking? Any ideas?
Yeah, so right now it really looks like it will end up being around an inch or less in
Okay.
general. But
We know what
there,
happens when it looks like an inch or less.
right, right. I mean, it makes me I don't
No,
want
I
to
understand. It's
I
so
don't want
funny
to
because it's like,
guarantee that.
yeah, I mean, no one guaranteed it before. There was like a 20%
Yeah,
chance. And it's just, I feel like our memory is as long as the last snow event. So we're like, well, last time it wasn't that bad. So how bad is it going to be this time? Which is like a very human thing, but it's not a very science thing. It's like
right.
the last thing doesn't guarantee what this thing is going to be at all.
Right, exactly. And we actually have to tell our forecasters that too, because they
Yeah.
naturally were like, well, there was this really low probability and that happened. So now we need to be on extra alert. And in reality, that was this really, low probability event that by no means guarantees that the next event's going to be this low probability event. The
Right.
most likely outcome is still probably the most likely outcome. So,
Right. And also, I
yeah,
remember hearing, but like, was it you? I don't know who I was talking to, but we don't have a lot of confidence in this. Like, it was a
right.
hard one to forecast because you guys didn't have a lot of confidence. And I did a post that was like 5 different forecasts, and all of them were different. Every
Yeah.
single person had a different idea, which is not normal for what I've seen. So I was like, this was a tricky one.
Yeah, yeah, it was. And yeah, I mean that is the nice thing. There's events where uh we don't have a lot of confidence in the event, and then there's events where we can say pretty confidently that, X or Y is going to happen.
Right.
And if we don't have a lot of confidence in an event, then it's probably good to be prepared for that sort of worst case scenario, but don't
Yeah.
expect it to happen.
Yeah.
And then, if we do have a lot more confidence in something happening, then that's, you can probably hedge more towards that. I mean, it certainly by no means guarantees it, but
Mhm.
uh, it may give you more confidence to take certain actions.
Right.
So yeah,
It's good to remember, that's
yeah,
like, well, this isn't like fortune telling. I mean, it's not like the
right,
guaranteed truth.
right.
um, but it's also, yeah. I mean, there's events that, like the heat dome, I feel like, that was very well, like, this is happening. This is going to happen. Everybody get ready. This is going to happen.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And that's what's sort of nice now that we've got a lot more models at our disposal is that when you take 100 different models and if they're all saying the same thing, they could all be wrong, but that does not happen very often.
Right.
But when you get 100 models and they're all saying 100 different things, that's when we as forecasters are, that's when we can tell you we have low confidence. There's all sorts of possibilities. And at that point, we really can't say what's
Right.
going to happen and have you trust us in the future. We could get lucky, but most of the time we'll be not lucky
Right.
and reality will happen and it won't be what
Right.
we say. So
Mhm.
yeah,
That's
that's a
good to
lot of
remember. Yeah.
it's a lot of the meteorologist is communicating uncertainty and yeah,
Mhm. Well,
yeah,
I think that's what I got was the uncertainty, but maybe
yeah,
as a reporter also I needed to communicate that uncertainty more, even, be like, this is not for sure. But
right. Well, that goes
so
on us too. So
right. Yeah, we all just, it's a good lesson, good reminder.
yep,
Um, so anyway, there's gonna be maybe some snow on Saturday night, but
yes,
then hopefully turning into rain.
yep,
And
yeah.
I say hopefully because rain melts snow.
Rain melts snow, temperatures above freezing melt snow. And it will be breezy on Sunday morning, and with cloud cover and moisture, that's a good recipe to actually melt snow. So we should really begin to see the snow melting off of roads and sidewalks, whatever's left, a lot, I would say, on Sunday,
Mhm.
and then certainly in our yards. But it will be a slow process, so I don't
Mhm.
think that the snow is going away in your yard until probably early next week at the earliest. It'll take a
Okay.
couple days for
There's a
sure.
lot of it, and it depends
Yeah.
on where you are. Like at my parents' house, there's less than at my house, which is funny. There's like a lot of snow at
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
um, okay, cool. So were you guys concerned about flooding or anything like that?
At this point, no,
Mhm.
because in large part, we're still going to be really cool next week. So we aren't going to
Okay.
be like what we are right now, but we're going to still see high temperatures instead of like normal right now is actually in the low 50s.
Oh wow.
And we're probably going to be more closer to 40 each day,
Okay.
low 40s. So
Mhm.
we're still going to be way below normal temperature wise, just not as cold as now.
Okay.
So we aren't going to get the big warm, like just a sudden warm up. It's going to be this gradual process.
Okay.
And then the other thing to note is that early next week, we go into a pattern where we're going to be in these low snow levels of like 1,000 feet and we'll have high temperatures generally around 40. But if a low pressure tracks in the right spot, we could get another round of snow, or it could end up over Salem, it could end up over Eugene, it could be
Mhm.
more over Seattle or along the coast. That's where we have a lot of uncertainty right now is that the
Mhm.
models are all over the place, but there is that potential again early next week as well. So
So Monday?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday timeframe.
I
Yeah,
don't
there.
know if every other kid in Portland doesn't have school next week on like Thursday, Friday, but maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, my kid doesn't. So if there is no
Oh.
school next week on Monday and Tuesday, there's gonna be we're gonna need some like support groups.
Parents, yeah, parents
Yeah,
will be feeling it.
I think
Yeah,
so. I mean,
yeah,
kids, it's fun. It is fun. But if you're 3, it's like less fun. I feel like this is a good snow date for like a 12-year-old.
right,
But
right,
it's very cold out there.
yeah,
Okay, well, it's not your fault. Everybody remember, it's not meteorologists don't control the weather, they just tell us about it. So, but
right,
it is possible. What you're saying is that Sunday it's gonna warm up,
yeah.
start melting
Start
what we have on
melting,
the roads now.
right.
But the temperatures next week are consistently during the day not gonna get above 40
Yeah,
early next
somewhere
week?
in the low 40s. So
Okay,
we'll still be cool. So we're still probably going to melt the snow that we have, but
okay,
there is potential that if things come together just right, we could get another round of snow at some point early next week. So
okay.
it's just, yeah, but
Okay,
that's
so we'll just keep an eye on the weather.
yes. Yeah. I mean, most of the winter, we don't have to worry about this. We can tell you confidently it's not going to snow in the next
Right.
week. This is one of those situations where we can't say that with a lot of confidence. So, yeah.
Okay, well, that's
Yeah.
fair. And I was, on Wednesday during the day, I was like, you know what? I miss a really good snow. We're not going to ever get good snow here again. When do I get to see snow? And so this is really on me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
we got it this time
we
and
got it.
we set a record. I mean, I was like, this is the most snow in one day in this century.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for talking to us, Colby, and stay warm. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. You too. And for
yeah,
everyone else too, because it is cold.
cold.
Definitely make sure if you don't, the heat goes out in your house, or someone that doesn't have a home, that the counties and the cities definitely have warming shelters that are still open. So make sure to get the information to those people that yeah,
Yeah, and
because
we'll make
it's
sure to
it's
add
definitely
that to the posts and stuff. We do add that stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
and the buses are running. I took the
Yep.
72 today. The bus on 82nd is clear, like the main thoroughfares. I mean, not fully clear, but it's a lot better, and the buses are running. So you can take
Right.
buses. They're warmer on the bus.
Yes. Yes, very much so.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, and I hope I don't have to call you again from another snow day next week. But maybe we'll
Right.
just call and talk about like just what great weather it is someday. Like, look how nice it is out there. This is perfect.
Yeah, maybe come April, when we get our first 70-degree day. Yeah.
Yes, you know
Let's
what?
do it.
We should do that. We should just have
Yeah.
a weather live that we're just talking about like, wow, this is cool, isn't it? This is why we live in Oregon. It's just
Right.
beautiful out there.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. Well, have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, you
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know how to end